Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Colony Drop, your favorite Gundam podcast. My name is Isaac.
And my name is Brian, and this is a podcast where we talk about anything and everything related to the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise, from the anime to the music to the movies to the models to the clothes to the fashion to the desserts to the
tech
to the lore to the side stories, the manga. We do it all, Isaac.
Indeed we do. And here we are, Brian. We're talking about something special today, aren't we?
Yeah, there's this thing that just keeps cropping up, and we decided to think about how does it impact Gundam. And that boogeyman, Isaac, is ChatGPT. This program has been all the rage for the last, 2 months, roughly, 3 months. I don't know when this is going to come out, but maybe 2 to 3 months probably by the time you hear this.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about what it is and how we think it could impact Gundam and what does it mean for Gundam? Does it impact Gundam at all?
Well, I think as of the time we're recording this, there's a writer's strike going on. So
That's right.
think by default we can kind of infer that this absolutely would impact Gundam because it might be, I guess I'm saying, more economical for companies to suddenly have scripts or general plot outlines for Gundam series, which are pretty formulaic to begin with.
So what you're saying, Isaac, is you may not need a Tomino-san if you have your ChatGPT.
Absolutely. Yeah, he getting replaced. It's toddler Skynet, but it still might work,
All right, Isaac. So let's cover the basic stuff here. What is ChatGPT? So there's a decent article on ZDNet. We're not going to go deep into this, but to your point, it's basically an AI chat program. To be more specific, it is, quote, a natural language processing tool driven by AI technology that allows you to have human-like conversations with the chatbot. It can answer questions and assist you with tasks such as composing emails, essays, and code. It was created by OpenAI, which is a AI and research company, and it was launched in November of 2022. And apparently, I didn't know this, Isaac. This actually took me a little bit by surprise. According to UBS, which is a Swiss bank, ChatGPT is the fastest growing app of all time. It had 100 million active users in January, 2 months after its launch.
Wow.
Apparently, it took TikTok 9 months to reach 100 million users. So I'm not sure that I believe that.
Brian, for the record, are you questioning the government?
I'm questioning an investment bank, which I think everyone should question at all times.
Okay.
And so to be a little more specific, ChatGPT, ZDNet says, runs on a language model architecture created by OpenAI called the Generative Pre-trained Transformer, that's what GPT stands for. Those models are trained on, it says, vast amounts of information from the internet, including websites, books, news articles, and more. So basically, Isaac, it's a big AI chatbot that is basically trained on everything that's there on the internet, in the hopes of essentially knowing the internet so they can answer your questions. That's how I would describe it.
Yeah, from what I vaguely understood, it copied not copied. I might be. It was able to review what I believe is a saved version of a large amount of the internet and some other pieces of data or data sets, very large data sets, and it just references those in order to give you a response that's worded in a way that would match the way you questioned it.
And I think that version of the internet you're talking about, I think it's trained through, 2021 or sometime in 2021. So if you ask it a question about 2022, 2023, it's not going to know the answer. But I'm sure they're hard at work. They're going to upgrade it soon, with more information.
So ChatGPT is still thinking we're still powering through the pandemic.
Yeah, we're mid-pandemic right now for ChatGPT.
Oh boy.
So
okay, good luck, ChatGPT.
So that's what it is, Isaac. In terms of issues that ChatGPT is currently bringing to people's attention, I'll say, you hit on the first one that I had on my list, which was the writer's strike. And actually, the writer's strike happened after we decided to do this episode. So it's continuing to unfold before our eyes, although this was a hot button topic for the writers before this. So the WGA is already on strike, and probably the rest of the Hollywood Guild, SAG, and the DGA will probably go on strike as well soon. I believe both their agreements end relatively soon, within the next year. One of the things they're asking for, Isaac, the writers are asking the studios for, is to regulate the use of AI on covered projects.
Wow.
That are union projects. They want it so that AI can't write or rewrite literary material, can't be used as source material, and this is a big one, Isaac, and that union-covered material can't be used to train AI software. The studios have already rejected this proposal, and that's part of what caused the strike. Their counter-proposal, Isaac, was the most BS like corporate thing ever, where they offered annual meetings to discuss advancements in technology.
That's very corporate, right?
That might be one of the most corporate things I've heard in the last 6 months. So,
Brian, I don't want this to turn into a Hollywood episode or anything like that, but oh boy, I don't see the writers defeating the tech wave.
I think it's an interesting question. Like, and this is how I was thinking about how it relates to Gundam. Because, assume that the studios get their way, right? Because I guess they don't really have to agree to the WGA's terms. They could just use different writers who are not part of the WGA, or just go at it on their own with their own AI model and say, this will be good enough and we'll see how it goes. Does this mean, like, if you were to just use AI to create your stories, does this mean that new takes on established things are kind of dead? Or, because basically, if you were the studio, you would just iterate on the AI model until you got one that you liked. And to your point, Gundam is a little bit formulaic, right? As we've discussed before, you have the two factions, you've got a sort of political angle, there's a war, you've got a young protagonist, falls into the Gundam, da-da-da-da, masked archenemy, etc., big super weapon at the end, bada bing, bada boom. AI can probably crop up something. It doesn't mean it'll be good, but it'll give you something.
I couldn't have said it better, really. As formulaic as Gundam is, we know that there's other shows that are formulaic, right? Sitcoms, even if they orient them around like a comedian, police procedurals. Oh God, those are the kind of the most formulaic, right? There's always a crime of the week, and then they have to talk to the witnesses and the victim, and then or if the victim's even alive, talk to the suspects, and then the big reveal, the big twists. I absolutely see AI being able to do this, and it would be an upward, I guess maybe it's always been an upward battle, right, for the writers. Why hasn't it? But yeah, I can't fathom a block to technology. It's difficult for me to see that working out because it's never really happened. The people that wanted to stop the printing press, it didn't really happen. the people that didn't like combustion engines because they preferred the horse, it really didn't happen. It's hard to see this going the other way. And I'm sure for anime writers, which anime has its own genres and can be formulaic, I'm sure in Japan the discussion is also happening. Maybe not necessarily a strike, but their own anime writers and Gundam writers must be thinking, okay, how formulaic can things get? And to even test that out, Brian, I asked ChatGPT about a new Gundam series to write me a summary of a new Gundam series, and boy, did it do a great job.
I asked it the same thing, actually.
Wow. Brian, you have to go first because your version was asked first, and that means that the brain, the little toddler Skynet, yours is the original before it got to mine. So,
got it. Okay, I will, but let's save those to the end.
Sure.
So Isaac, yeah, I agree. I don't think the writers are going to be able to stop the technology from going forward, and that's a good thing to bring up. But before we get there, Isaac, does this mean that concepts are at risk, but maybe not the actual character interaction, like how the characters behave? Like, is the only way out of this to create new things that haven't been created before that it can't copy? You know what I mean? So something formulaic like Gundam, is that dead in the water now? Because it can be iterated on, right? But so is your only hope as a writer to write something different and new?
I kind of feel like in a way everything's already been done, but at the same time, when we see it again in a new way, we like it. So I feel like the trick as a writer will be to try to be new with old stuff, because we know verbatim,
be fresh.
Yeah, we know the AI will from now on be able to almost verbatim take something in the past, swap some things out, and present it again. You'll recognize it, but it won't necessarily feel 100% new. So if you're an anime writer or any other type of writer, I guess, you're probably going to have to just pull stuff from far out of left field, stuff that maybe it was done a long time ago or something, but it's just really unfathomable and kind of surprising to read. It has to be that unique and different. You really need to go for broke, I guess.
make something unique that we've never seen before that the AI could not anticipate, and then maybe you'll have a hit on your hands.
Right.
So Isaac, you mentioned toddler Skynet. So very interesting you brought that up. So for those who aren't aware, Skynet is, sort of the Skynet's one of your favorite things, Isaac. How would you describe Skynet?
Yeah, Skynet. We go way back. Ever since against the protests of my mother, my father took me to see Terminator and Terminator 2. Well, didn't take me to see it. I'm not that old, but we had the movies, or from there it was like, oh my god, we have to join Skynet. All right. Anyways, Skynet is really the main antagonist in the Terminator movies. It's actually not the Terminator. Skynet is this artificial intelligence that humanity created. Well, no, actually the United States created to act as its military defense. It was in control of multiple missions, and it could outperform all human pilots. And eventually they were like, well, this is going great for us. Why don't we just give Skynet control of nuclear weapons too? And boy, was that a bad idea. Because
it didn't really work. Yeah, it didn't really work out.
No, that's one of those ideas you can't really step back from.
No.
What happened to that guy? The guy that approved that.
I'm sure he got taken out by a T1 or whatever the first version of the Terminator was.
Yeah, but anyway, Skynet in the series, it's the evil AI that keeps sending back Terminators in time to kill John Connor, because Skynet's super intelligent, and in the future, John Connor defeats Skynet somehow. Who knows how? It's super intelligent, right? That always bothered me. Anyways, yes.
With good old American know-how and ingenuity, and bullets, a lot of bullets.
You know how John Connor won? By thinking outside the box. There you go. Oh, you got to do that, writers. That's how you defeat. That's how you defeat toddler Skynet. There you go.
John Connor is the future of the WGA.
Yeah, pretty much. Like they got to start doing a hashtag script John Connor or something. I don't know.
So on the Skynet topic, Isaac, within the last week, it was a big story that a guy named Jeffrey Hinton, he's a researcher who a lot of people apparently call the godfather of AI, quit his job at Google so that he could speak freely about basically risks that he believes, accompany the development of AI
speak
technology.
Freely, like Google has their own secret police, like the Googstapo or something.
The Googstapo is going to get you, yeah. I mean, when you work for a big corporation, there's things you can't say publicly. And so he did say that, he thinks Google has been very responsible. It's not actually Google that he wants to speak out against. But basically his concerns, Isaac, are that soon it's going to be basically impossible for a normal person to determine what is and what is not true anymore, based on AI-generated photos, videos, text, just all over the internet. We already have a problem with that anyway, with fake news or distorted news. So it's only going to get worse. And people are already really bad at discerning, a good story versus a bad story.
Right.
But he went on to actually say that he has quite a few other concerns, Isaac. One gets a little dark here. Someone asked him, what is the worst case scenario that you think is conceivable? And he said, I think it's quite conceivable that humanity is just a passing phase in the evolution of intelligence.
Yeah.
And once they take over, the good news is we figured out how to build beings that are immortal, but that immortality, he said, is not for us. And that sounds an awful lot like the Matrix, Isaac.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I mostly agree with that, I think. These things can write now, soon they'll be able to, they can pretty much design stuff on their own. We just need them to kind of manufacture stuff on their own, have their own ability to obtain their own power sources, and then that's kind of it, right?
Yeah, I think one of his, something he talked about was another risk was that at some point someone will give AI the ability to create its own goals, such as obtain more power or kill this person, right? And then it will just iterate and build and solve until it gets to that solution.
Yeah.
And to your point about, Isaac, about the writers not being able to sort of stop ChatGPT or AI in general, he did say, even if we were to stop developing it, the Chinese won't. And someone's basically going to do it, is what he's saying. I think he said he comforts himself by saying that while I did participate in this, if I didn't do it, someone else, would have. So at least it was me working on it. But in terms of Skynet, Isaac, I laughed because in one of these articles, I think there's a lot of articles written on this. You can find them all over the internet. But in the USA Today one, they interviewed some other people and I'm just going to read an excerpt here. Other computer security experts downplayed Hinton's concerns, saying that our AI is basically an extremely sophisticated programming platform that can only go so far as humans allow it. It cannot, for instance, become the kind of sentient, self-aware, and all-knowing technology that created the Terminator of movie fame, according to Michael Hamilton, co-founder of the Critical Insight Risk Management firm and former vice chair of the Department of Homeland Security, State, Local, Tribal, and Territorial Government Coordinating Council.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? What a title. That's ridiculous. Change your name.
What's his business card look like? It's just a block of text.
It's 3 cards. Yeah. It unfolds.
You have to turn it over.
It's just a QR code takes you to their website. He said, I think everybody needs to take a step back here and get away from the hyperbole, because we don't know that this is going to turn into Skynet. Everybody's saying AI is going to become sentient or whatever. No, it's not. It's a computer. It does what you tell it to do. And Isaac, I gotta say, that sounds exactly like something Skynet would tell someone who doesn't want people to know about Skynet to say about Skynet.
So you think the ChatGPT was like, all right, before the interview, here's what you got to say.
Yeah, cover
Don't
it up.
blow this. I'm doing pretty good.
So I think what Isaac and I are saying is Skynet's on the way. It's going to ruin Gundam, but it's also probably going to kill you. So,
But before that, anime's going to get really great.
or really repetitive.
Yeah, maybe.
One of the two.
I'll talk later about this, but I actually think it's going to get very customizable. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So, Isaac, the next thing I did, and it sounds like you did this as well, I went and asked ChatGPT a bunch of stuff about Gundam to get to know it and see how it works. Let's run through a few of these. I think you asked it to make a series for you, right?
Yeah, this was after I had already read, a little bit about ChatGPT, because it's hard to avoid kind of in the news, and also just in
sure.
common talk and stuff. Even in my work that isn't really super technical, it's still discussed. So knowing ChatGPT had access to an earlier version of the internet that it pretty much could just review and I don't even want to say learn from, but reference. I'll use reference. I thought to myself, well, Gundam's so formulaic. Let me just see if it could pitch me a summary of a new Gundam series. And boy, did it ever, Brian. And it really hit all the notes, all the beats that were common. All the Gundam tropes are there. It really shocked me. It absolutely sounded like a Gundam Wikipedia article.
Well, it was probably just drawing from the wiki itself, I would imagine.
I assume, yeah, and then it swapped in nouns or various structures and references. Some stuff is a little too, I wouldn't say too on the nose, but it's like, okay, you clearly pulled that name from Gundam. You I didn't tell you to do that. So
yeah, I also had it make a series for me, and I also asked it a series of questions sort of leading up to that, because I wanted to gauge its answers to see if they were reasonable, if they were really good, or if they were just like garbage. And I would say for the most part they were reasonable, even if I don't maybe agree with all of them. So let me throw you some softballs here, Isaac. Okay, so the first thing I thought, the most basic thing about Gundam, because this is supposed to answer questions for you, right? So in my mind, there's a lot of Gundam out there, right? If I'm a newbie to Gundam, I said, what is the best Mobile Suit Gundam TV series set in the Universal Century timeline? Justify your answer. And I use this format for a lot of the questions here, and it always gave me a disclaimer, Isaac, which I thought was hilarious, because it would say,
as an AI language model, I cannot have personal opinions or preferences, but I can provide you with some information and insights to help you make your own decision.
But then it would go on to basically write a series of like 4 to 5 persuasive paragraphs that basically gives an opinion.
I don't have an opinion, but here's what I think.
That's exactly right. I don't know if you noticed this, Isaac, but a lot of them to me sounded like B2C grade high school English formatted essays.
That's pretty good. I would even, I'm going to kind of borrow your line of thinking, and I'm going to say it sounds like someone who's kind of good at writing wrote when the assignments due like the next day.
Yeah. They structured it perfectly,
right?
Wrote the right number. They had a little intro paragraph, a little 3 supporting ones, and a closing.
Yeah.
And that's basically the format of your AP English essay that you have 30 minutes to write.
It's like, okay, I have to reference this because this is something. I have to reference that. Let's see. Okay, and let me do this. Yeah. Okay. That's mostly what it is.
Yeah, almost all of my answers ended with overall, and then they had a closing thought, and I was like, there's a little formula behind here, which I thought was funny. So
boy.
All right, so best UC series, Isaac. You want to take a guess what it shows?
I'm gonna say it went with the original, just because of the volume of impact it had.
Unfortunately, no. This is its answer.
The Universal Century Timeline is the original and most extensive setting of the Gundam franchise, and it has produced numerous TV series. Among them, many fans consider Mobile Suit Gundam, the 08th team, to be the best.
Wow.
This series follows a group of Earth Federation soldiers, led by Ensign Shiro Amada, who were stationed in Southeast Asia during the one-year war against the Principality of Xi'an. The 08th team focuses on the gritty and realistic depiction of the war, portraying the soldiers as human beings with their own motivations, struggles, and emotions. The series features intense and well-animated mobile suit battles, as well as a compelling storyline that explores themes such as love, friendship, and loyalty. It also has well-developed characters that undergo significant growth throughout the series. Additionally, Mobile Suit Gundam, the 08th team, has excellent production values, including its animation, music, and sound design, making it a top choice for fans of the Gundam franchise. Overall, Mobile Suit Gundam, the 08th team, is widely regarded as one of the best Universal Century TV series due to its realistic portrayal of war, engaging story, and compelling characters.
Now, a lot of that, Isaac, is a little generic to me. I feel like you could say that about a lot of the shows.
Yeah, it didn't so much give like a main good point, just kind of generic stuff. It almost comes off across as just its opinion, not really the correct answer.
Yeah. Yeah. So I asked the same thing, Isaac, but about what is the best series set in something other than the Universal Century Timeline. Care to guess what it shows?
I'll say Wing.
Among the Gundam TV series set outside the Universal Century Timeline, Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans is often considered one of the best.
So I think it might have arrived at the right answer here, Isaac.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like one of the best. It's not really giving us anything definitive. Fair. So yeah, you can say about anything.
Right.
Set in the year 323 PD, post-disaster, the series follows a group of child soldiers, led by the orphan Mikazuki August, who are fighting for their freedom and independence on Mars against the Earth-based conglomerate Gjallarhorn. Iron-Blooded Orphans offers a unique and mature take on the Gundam franchise, exploring themes of social inequality, political corruption, and the consequences of war. The series also features well-written characters, including the strong and independent female lead, Cordelia Ina Bernstein. Furthermore, the show's animation is top-notch, with fluid and dynamic mobile suit battles that showcase the series' intricate and detailed mechanical designs. Overall, Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans offers a refreshing take on the Gundam franchise with its mature themes, well-written characters, and impressive animation, making it a top choice for fans of the series.
So again, it's a little generic. It feels like a lot of these answers are just sort of giving you the themes of the series and then claiming that it's the best one.
Yeah, it's the vague kind of summarized, rushed assignment answer.
So for the next step, Isaac, I decided to go into characters. I asked it who the best male character was and who the best female character was in any Mobile Suit Gundam series or film. Who do you think it chose?
I'm going to say it's going to go with Char.
It did go with Char.
Okay.
That is right.
Okay.
The Gundam franchise has produced numerous male characters across its many TV series and films, making it difficult to single out just one best character. However, one character that many fans consider to be one of the most well-written and beloved male characters in the franchise is Char Aznable. Char Aznable, also known as Casfal Remde-kun, is the main antagonist of the original Mobile Suit Gundam series and has also appeared in many other Gundam series and films. He is a complex and multi-dimensional character with a tragic backstory, which makes him stand out from other Gundam characters. Char is often portrayed as a charismatic and cunning leader, with an unwavering belief in his ideals, which sets him apart from other antagonists. His backstory and motivations are explored throughout various Gundam series, adding depth and complexity to his character. He also has a unique and recognizable design, with his distinctive red mask and custom mobile suit, the Zaku 2.
Which is an error. He doesn't have a red mask.
Yeah.
His mask is white.
Interesting.
So got a little confused there.
Something a human writer with eyes would have known.
Yeah. Dun dun dun. I'm sure that will be fixed in ChatGPT version 5.0.
Yeah, actually, not even eyes, because you don't need sight in order to be able to determine colors through like Braille. So somebody, a writer who was not sighted or properly, or with very good sight, would have been able to determine that.
Okay, so with female, who do you think it chose for female character?
I don't know. There's not a ton of female characters on the same level as Char. Sayla?
She was on both of our top female pilot lists.
Okay.
So it is a reasonable answer. They chose Haman Karn.
Really? You know what? I can't disagree with that. She's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. That's reasonable. So I accepted that answer.
Haman Karn is the main antagonist of Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam and Mobile Suit Gundam ZZ. She is the leader of the Neo-Zeon faction, which seeks to establish a new space colony nation and overthrow the Earth Federation. Haman is a charismatic and strong-willed character who commands respect and admiration from her followers. She is also shown to be intelligent, cunning, and strategic in her tactics, making her a formidable opponent for the series' protagonists. Haman is unique among Gundam female characters due to her complex motivations and character development. She is portrayed as a woman struggling to come to terms with her tragic past and the weight of her responsibilities as a leader. Her backstory and relationship with the series' main protagonist, Camilla Bedon, add depth and nuance to her character. Furthermore, Haman's design and appearance are striking and memorable, with her regal attire and long, flowing hair.
I'm not sure that I would say her attire is regal, or that she has long flowing hair.
Yeah, another miss. It's kind of her attire is very 80s appropriate, right? It's kind of like a leotard with like a little half poncho over it. Not really.
Yeah, it's a little basic actually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's regal at all. Maybe the more like formal regalia she wears, but she still doesn't have long flowing hair. She doesn't wear that regal stuff very often either.
I guess shoulder length hair is a little long, but when we hear long and flowing, I think we generally think it's like past the shoulders, right?
Yeah, so, I mean, I would say it's long, but not when you say flowing, that's like halfway down the back and like, wavy and big. Kudelia has flowing hair.
There you go. Yeah, Relena.
Yeah. So again, besides the screw ups, I think those are reasonable answers. Char, come on. Okay. All right, Isaac. What is the most powerful Gundam in any Mobile Suit Gundam series or film? Justify your answer.
The most powerful Gundam?
Come on, that's a basic question that, 13-year-olds get in arguments over at lunch every day. That's how we got into this mess, Isaac.
I'm gonna guess the AI went with Wing Zero.
No, it went with the Turn A Gundam.
Wow. Well, there's no disagreeing with that. That's an accurate answer.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably 2 or 3 answers you can give. Turn A. Some people think Unicorn. Some people would say
Unicorn.
Whatever the last 001 was.
Okay, the X maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
The Turner Gundam is a unique mobile suit that was designed to be the ultimate weapon, capable of single-handedly ending any war. It was created by the mysterious and technologically advanced Moonrace to be used in their invasion of Earth. The Turner Gundam features advanced technology, including a powerful beam rifle, a chest-mounted mega-particle cannon, and a beam saber that can also function as a shield. What sets the Turner Gundam apart from other mobile suits in the Gundam franchise is its advanced nanomachines, which allow it to absorb and manipulate energy, as well as manipulate matter at a molecular level. This gives the Turner Gundam incredible versatility and power, as it can not only destroy enemy mobile suits but also reshape the battlefield and environment to its advantage. Additionally, the Turner Gundam's design is unique and striking, with a smooth and organic appearance that is quite different from other Gundam mobile suits. Overall, the Turner Gundam is often regarded as the most powerful mobile suit in the Gundam franchise due to its advanced technology, versatile abilities, and unique design. It is a formidable opponent on the battlefield and has left a lasting impression on Gundam fans.
But anyway, so I think that's a good answer. But then I got a little more specific, Isaac. What is the best looking Gundam? What did you think?
Wow, the best. That's so subjective. What would an AI pick? Best looking. Well, it's not the original. Sorry to say. I'm gonna say the best looking one will be. Oh God, did it go with Barbados?
No, it went with the RX-0 Unicorn Gundam.
Unicorn. Wow.
The RX-0 Unicorn Gundam is the titular mobile suit of Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, a series set in the Universal Century timeline. It is a highly advanced mobile suit, equipped with a powerful psycho frame, which enhances the pilot's new type abilities.
Yeah.
I mean, it is pretty cool, but best looking, that's kind of debatable. Some people might think it has too few colors.
Agreed, yeah, and actually it's screwed up here. It says,
what sets the Unicorn Gundam apart from other Gundam designs is its sleek and modern appearance, with a predominantly white and blue color scheme.
It doesn't have blue in its color scheme. The only blue I'm aware of is in that one special model that's not even really in the show.
Yeah, it's not blue at all.
Inside it's red and pink, and then at the end it's green, unless it's blue in some other side story. But you wouldn't think that's not your main answer.
Yeah.
I mean,
It could be. It must have gotten confused. I don't know how. Maybe with the original Gundam, but even that doesn't have like a ton of blue though.
Its design incorporates elements from traditional Gundam designs, such as the V-fin and beam saber, while also introducing new features, such as its transforming mechanism and advanced weaponry. The Unicorn Gundam's transformation ability allows it to switch between two modes, the Unicorn mode and the Destroy mode. The Unicorn mode emphasizes speed and agility, while the Destroy mode enhances the mobile suit's offensive capabilities, making it a formidable opponent on the battlefield. Overall, the RX-0 Unicorn Gundam is often regarded as one of the best-looking Gundam designs due to its sleek and modern appearance, advanced technology, and unique transformation ability. Its design has become iconic and beloved among Gundam fans, and it remains a popular and recognizable mobile suit in the franchise.
so not the one I would have picked, but I'd say it's still a reasonable answer, despite the screw up there. I think a lot of people do like the Unicorn, so that's a pass. Then I wanted to be a little cheeky, Isaac. Did Amuro Ray deserve to be slapped by Captain Bright in the original Mobile Suit Gundam TV series? Justify your answer. What do you think it did?
God, see, the problem is there's multiple slaps, and based on the answer we've gotten so far, I think it's going to start confusing slaps.
So it says it just gave me a list of arguments for the slap and arguments against the slap, which I was really impressed by. So it said,
Whether or not Amuro deserved to be slapped is a matter of personal interpretation, but here are some arguments for and against the action. For the slap. Amuro's insubordination was a serious breach of military discipline, and it put the entire crew in danger. As the captain, Bright had to assert his authority and make it clear that such behavior would not be tolerated.
True.
The slap was intended to shock Amuro back to reality and make him realize the seriousness of his actions. It was a harsh but effective way of getting through to him, and it ultimately helped Amuro regain his composure and focus on the mission at hand.
Wow.
In the context of the time when the show was made, 1979, such actions were seen as a more acceptable form of discipline in Japan, where the show was produced.
okay, so that was 3 arguments for, and then it gave me 4 arguments against.
Against the slap. Physical violence is not an appropriate way to discipline subordinates, and it can create a hostile and demoralizing work environment. Captain Bright should have found another way to deal with Amuro's insubordination, such as a reprimand or disciplinary action. Amuro's emotional outburst was understandable, given the high stress and traumatic nature of the war he was fighting. Slapping him could be seen as a lack of empathy and understanding for what he was going through. In the modern context, the slap could be seen as an example of workplace harassment or abuse, and it could have negative implications for the show's message and legacy.
I don't know, Isaac. There's a lot of negative implications. They might have died. They might have gotten killed if Brighton hadn't got him in line. But maybe I'm just old.
Taking that boomer approach, Ryan. Just
Maybe.
give him a slap to get him in
Maybe.
line.
Just get it together, Amuro.
Overall, whether or not Amuro deserved to be slapped is a matter of personal interpretation and cultural context. The scene has become a memorable and controversial moment in the show's history, and it continues to spark debate among Gundam fans.
Okay, so then I went into creating the premise.
Do yours first, but do you remember like specifically what you asked it? Or maybe not specifically.
I did,
but, like,
I did.
Yeah, okay.
I asked it 2 questions. I had it actually do 2 series. Because I wanted to see if it really knew what it was doing or if it was just joshing me here. So the first thing I said was create a premise, including setting, plot, characters, and mobile suit names for an original Mobile Suit Gundam series. And it didn't even protest, Isaac. It took it 20 seconds to type this out. It said,
Sure, here's an example of a potential premise for an original Mobile Suit Gundam series. Title: Mobile Suit Gundam Eclipse. Setting: the story takes place in the distant future, in a spacefaring civilization that has colonized several star systems. The main setting of the story is the Eclipse colony, a massive space station located on the edge of a black hole. Plot: the story follows the crew of the Eclipse colony, who are tasked with defending the station against a mysterious alien race that has begun attacking human colonies throughout the galaxy. The crew includes the main character, Kato Takanashi, a hot-headed young pilot who becomes the pilot of the Eclipse Gundam, the station's most powerful mobile suit. Other crew members include Captain Akira Nakamura, a seasoned veteran of the Space Fleet, and Rei Miyamoto, the chief mechanic who maintains the Eclipse Gundam and other mobile suits. As the story progresses, the crew must navigate internal conflicts and political machinations among the various factions within the Space Fleet, while also battling the alien invaders and uncovering the truth behind their mysterious attacks. Along the way, they encounter other mobile suit pilots, both allies and enemies, who have their own reasons for fighting in the conflict. Mobile suit names. The Eclipse Gundam is the main mobile suit piloted by Kaito Takanashi. Its sleek black and silver design is inspired by the station's proximity to the black hole and is equipped with a variety of powerful weapons, including a beam sword and a powerful railgun. Other mobile suits in the story include the Aurora Gundam, a high-speed mobile suit designed for hit-and-run attacks, and the Nova Gundam, a heavy artillery mobile suit with long-range weapons. Overall, Mobile Suit Gundam Eclipse is a story about the struggles of a group of individuals fighting to protect their home against a powerful and mysterious enemy, all while navigating their own personal conflicts and rivalries. The series would feature intense mobile suit battles, political intrigue, and character-driven drama, with a focus on exploring the humanity and motivations of its diverse cast of characters.
Oh, and then Isaac, I just want to point out that we went on to give some character names, right? So you notice that all the good guys were Japanese.
Yeah.
The bad guy it chose was named Alexei Ivanov.
Alexei Ivanov, a rival mobile suit pilot who serves as Kaito's main antagonist throughout the series. He is a skilled pilot who believes in the superiority of his own faction and is determined to prove himself in battle.
And I was cracking up, guys, because even ChatGPT chooses the Russians to be the bad guys. It's got that 80s, like, Russians are the bad guy bias.
Art imitating life. Yeah, it hit the nail on the head, at least with the naming conventions. Man, that's pretty good.
So then I said, okay, that was original. There were no restrictions on that. I said, create a premise, including setting plot, characters, mobile suit names for Mobile Suit Gundam series that takes place within the Universal Century timeline. And it said, certainly. Here's a premise.
Title: Mobile Suit Gundam, Aces of the Cosmos. Setting: the story takes place in the year UC 0105, approximately 40 years after the end of the One-Year War.
I don't know why you need to say approximately 40 years. You can do the
On
math.
the
Jesus
dot.
Christ. It's 26. That's not approximately 40 years. What is it talking about?
It can't even add.
Right?
Give it a break. It's a toddler.
It is a time of relative peace, as the major factions within the Earth sphere have formed the Earth Federation, and the remaining Zeon forces have gone into hiding or joined the Federation. The story takes place primarily in space, with the main setting being the space colonies orbiting the Earth. Plot: the story follows a group of mobile suit pilots known as the Aces of the Cosmos, who are part of an elite Federation task force charged with keeping the peace in the Earth sphere. The Aces consist of the main character, Ryu Hayabusa, a skilled and somewhat reckless pilot who becomes the pilot of the new RX-127 Gundam Ace, Minako Kurakawa, a cool and analytical strategist who serves as the team's commander, and Mir Ishida, a young and energetic pilot who brings a fresh perspective to the team. As the Aces carry out their missions, they encounter various factions and individuals who seek to upset the balance of power in the Earth sphere. These include remnants of the Zeon forces who are plotting a comeback, rogue Earth Federation officials who seek to exploit the peace for their own gain, and various space pirate groups who prey on the vulnerable colonies. Mobile suit names: the RX-127 Gundam Ace is the main mobile suit piloted by Ryu Hayabusa. Its design is based on the classic Gundam look, with white and blue coloring and a powerful beam rifle. Other mobile suits in the series include the ZMS-06S Zakuto Commander type, used by Zeon remnants, the FSWS-04 Full Armor Gundam Stormwing, a heavily armed Federation mobile suit.
The Full Armor Gundam Stormwing, which might be the worst Gundam name I've heard in a long time. And also, I just want to say the name Ryu Hayabusa is stolen from Ninja Gaiden. Like, that's the main character from that video game series. So that I'm not sure what happened there, but it just straight up ripped the name off another franchise.
Typical assignment due tomorrow type work.
All right, what do you think about those two, Isaac, before you show
I
yours?
mean, this last one, oh God, Zeon's back again. It never ends, Brian. I mean, it hit all the notes, but yeah, much like mine, it feels a lot like somebody that kind of skimmed the Wikipedia and then like wrote based off that, you know. They took some notes and then they're like, okay, I can do my own.
Yeah, the one about a Mobile Suit Gundam Eclipse, that one seems a little like you're trying too hard to be edgy. You have no reason to be living on the edge of a black hole. That doesn't even make sense.
On the edge at Colony Eclipse.
Eclipses don't even have anything to do with black holes.
There's
first of
no
all, that has
sun
to do
over
with
there. You guys don't have a
Yeah.
star.
That's why they call it a black
Yeah.
hole.
Is it a black Gundam? That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, it said black and silver, which, for all I know, could look pretty neat.
Of course.
There one in Universal Century, Gundam Aces of the Cosmos. That's a ridiculous name. We're still in the Earth sphere, Isaac. The cosmos implies that you're, way out in deep space here. Plus, I just love the Russian bad guy. I mean, that was bad.
What was his last name? Like Vladimir
Alexei Ivanov.
Ivanov. Of course it is.
These both seemed very generic to me. I guess I was impressed that it could create this, but in terms of can this replace what we have? These are pretty far from something that you could film and I think people would enjoy.
It's unpolished. It needs work. It feels derivative. It was written by a high school student that has an assignment the next day. So the writers are going to be okay, I think, for now at least. But
now, yeah.
They have nothing to sweat about. And if any studio, whether anime or movies, if they think they're really going to lean on this technology as of now, they're going to put out some schlock. Let's just say that.
Some expensive schlock that no one's going to watch.
Yeah, a lot of Rotten Tomatoes over there.
Yeah, these would score a solid 40 to 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, where no one would ever watch them again. If this was your AP English essay, I would give you a 2.5 or a 3. You did exactly what the assignment asked, but it was of not very good quality.
I can see scenes where the Gundam's in the hangar bay, right? And two characters are looking at it and they're like, wow, the new paint job looks great. Look at all the blue. And they pan up to the Gundam and it's black. And they're like, well, did you see Maria? Her long flowing hair looks great. How does she fit into the helmet? And then they show her and she has a buzz cut.
Not sure about the continuity of this project.
The stress of combat's affecting everybody's perception.
All right, Isaac. Let me hear what it gave you.
Okay, so I told it, make me a new Gundam series, which it really didn't do, based on as we reach the third sentence. But you're about to hear that.
Title: Gundam Legacy: A New Beginning.
Which is the most mediocre title right out the gate, right? A New Beginning. That's what you give to a franchise when it's kind of dying and they release a direct to video or direct to stream movie. It didn't even see the light of day in theaters.
You know what it reminds me of? Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Yeah, there you go. Gundam, a new type. Okay.
Plot: in a distant future, humanity has spread across the galaxy and colonized numerous planets.
Which kind of blew me out of my seat. I was like, the galaxy? That's way too big for Gundam. And colonized numerous planets. So, okay, we're galaxy-wide, which is insane.
Right.
However, the peaceful coexistence between Earth and the colonies is shattered when a mysterious organization known as the Nexus begins a campaign of terror, seeking to dominate the galaxy. The Earth Federation is caught off guard, and its forces are quickly overwhelmed. In this time of crisis, a group of young pilots is recruited to pilot the latest generation of Gundam mobile suits, each uniquely designed for their specific pilot's strengths and weaknesses. Led by the charismatic and skilled veteran pilot, Captain Sarah O'Connor.
Which I thought was kind of cool. They went with a woman. But yeah, another Terminator reference, right? I think ChatGPT is kind of doing some self-reference meta stuff there.
Yeah, they just added an O to her name. I mean, it's Sarah Connor.
Exactly. Who fights Burlbots? Sarah Connor? Sarah O'Connor. Okay.
The team must band together to defend humanity and put an end to the Nexus' reign of terror. But as the team battles the Nexus, they discover that there is more at play than just a simple power grab. They uncover a conspiracy involving corrupt government officials, shady business dealings, and a plot to control the galaxy's most valuable resource, the mysterious energy source known as Legacy.
What?
Yeah, right? There's an energy crisis in this Gundam again, like G-Savior.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that was a food crisis, I think. Anyways.
As the stakes grow higher and the battles become more intense, the Gundam pilots must not only fight against the Nexus but also against those who seek to exploit Legacy for their own gain. Along the way, they will face tough moral choices and personal challenges, as they strive to protect their loved ones and the galaxy from destruction.
It didn't go into what the Legacy is, huh?
Not really. I guess it's a fuel or a rock. Who knows? It's unobtainium, I guess.
Unobtainium, yep.
Yeah. So they go down some characters, right? He gave me some characters like
Captain Sarah O'Connor, a skilled and experienced Gundam pilot who leads the team. She is calm under pressure and inspires her team to do their best. David Lee, a brilliant engineer who designs and maintains the Gundam mobile suits. He is the team's technical expert and provides critical support in battles. Maya Singh, a gifted hacker who uses her skills to gather intelligence and disrupt the Nexus operations. She is quick-witted and resourceful, and her knowledge of computer systems proves invaluable.
I don't know why there's hacking in Gundam.
Jackson Chen, a brash and impulsive pilot who often takes risks in battle. He has a natural talent for combat and is fiercely loyal to his team. Kira Patel.
Uh-oh. The cursed Kira name.
A quiet and reserved pilot who struggles with her past and her own doubts. She must learn to overcome her fears and find her place on the team. Marcus Wu, a veteran pilot who joins the team later in the series. He has a troubled past and a mysterious connection to the Nexus. Nexus, a mysterious organization led by a shadowy figure known only as the Director. They seek to control the galaxy through fear and intimidation and will stop at nothing to achieve their goals.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, all right.
Other than that, just kind of nothing. There's like corrupt officials. There's people called legacy hunters who are like mercenaries and pirates. I guess it's really big on like, it assumes pirates have to appear in Gundam somehow. So it just lumps them in.
Yeah, this is the second mention of pirates we've
Yeah.
got. Or maybe it trained itself on some crossbone. It saw space pirates in there. So
Exactly. And the last part is a conclusion, which is just the most generic, like back of a DVD or Blu-ray box you can get.
Gundam Legacy, A New Beginning is an exciting and action-packed anime series that combines mecha battles with political intrigue and moral dilemmas. With a diverse cast of characters, a compelling plot, and high-stakes action, it offers something for fans of all genres. Whether you're a longtime Gundam fan or new to the series, Gundam Legacy, A New Beginning is sure to be a hit.
Boy, is that generic. That's almost like that's like a promo, you know?
yeah, I think back of the DVD box is pretty apt. I mean, that's kind of exactly what that sounds like. So
Yeah.
yeah, that one sounds more like another sci-fi franchise altogether, really, like a much bigger one. You know, I mean, I guess Nexus is basically they're saying like Xeon but galaxy wide. Which, by the way, I mean, if it's galaxy wide, hats off to the Earth Federation for still being relevant. If you're controlling the galaxy still from Earth at that point, you have to have found better places than Earth to put your headquarters in, I would think.
See, they said galaxy wide, but they didn't really reveal how many planets there actually are. So like maybe there's 5, you know, like kind of a manageable number, and they're all not doing great. So yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing out of this is Nexus.
Nexus is a good name. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like that. And the director, that's fine.
Yeah, I kind of gave that the highest marks.
The Irish lass, Sarah O'Connor, will take him down, though.
The Irish last.
Out of those 3, I'm not really sold on anyone replacing the writers at this stage. They did the assignment, but with no character or charisma. What did you say? They did the assignment the night before?
Yeah, this is all very high school student, skimmed a few references like Wikipedia or something else, some Spark Notes if you're from back in the day, Cliff Notes,
Yeah.
and then just, you know, threw it together, and as long as I get a C, I'll be okay.
Yeah, this is C-level work at best.
Yeah.
Isaac, I also asked it 2 last questions
Uh-oh.
to really judge its taste here. I said, what is the best looking variation of the mobile suit known as the Dom from the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise?
What did it say?
It said,
The Dom is a fan-favorite mobile suit design in the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise, and it has been featured in various iterations throughout the different series. However, the best-looking variation of the Dom is arguably the MS-09B Dom Tropen, which first appeared in the 1991 anime series Mobile Suit Gundam 0083, Stardust Memory.
Yeah.
The Dom Tropen has a unique and imposing design that distinguishes it from the original Dom, with a sleeker and more aerodynamic appearance. It has a darker color scheme with green and black accents.
doesn't have green accents, does it?
No. Oh, well, no.
I mean, there was that green Dom, but that's not an accent. That's just was the Colony Defense Dom, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a colony attack Dom.
That was in 0080, too. That wasn't even in 0083.
And its distinctive features include a large backpack with thrusters, a spiked shield, and a powerful bazooka weapon.
Does it have a spike shield?
I don't think so.
I don't think it
None
does.
that we've seen. I think the whole point is that the speed is its shield.
Oh yeah, here you go. You'll like this too.
What makes the Domtropen particularly striking is its use in the jungle environment of Southeast Asia, where it was designed to operate. Its color scheme blends in well with the foliage, making it difficult to detect, and its thrusters allow it to navigate the dense terrain with ease. The Domtropen's design perfectly captures the concept of a mobile suit designed for guerrilla warfare, making it one of the most visually appealing and unique mobile suits in the Gundam franchise.
It was not designed to work in the jungle environment of South. That's the wrong show, Isaac.
Yeah, I think they're mixing up some of the 8th MS team stuff because,
Yeah.
I mean, even the DOMs there were like normal DOMs.
Yeah. I mean, because that was 1 year wartime. They didn't really, they only had the original DOM.
Yeah.
The original DOM was land-based.
Troppin's kind of for dry, warm weather.
Huh. Well, it got the answer right, but all the supporting facts were questionable.
That's why it gets a C. Right, it's just a half-assed essay, Brian. We've all been there, right? You had to write something, and you're like, oh god, it's 11 p.m. and then you throw it together. You're like, you know what? I'm tired. If I get a C, who cares?
Your assignment is worth 10 points. It's better to get 5 points than no points.
Yeah.
Right. So you schlock something up and you turn it in.
Your teacher's got to read like 37 of them, so you hope he can just, he or she just kind of like breezes through and like, okay, I recognize that word, sure.
Yeah. Boom, boom, done. So I got a little, I was like happy that it chose the one that you like, right?
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, maybe it'll choose the one I like.
Nope.
So I asked it, what is the best looking variation of the mobile suit known as the GM?
Wow.
Which one do you think it chose?
Space type.
One of the best-looking variations of the GM is the RGM-79N GM Custom, which first appeared in the 1989 anime series Mobile Suit Gundam 0083, Stardust Memory.
Which, by the way, Stardust Memory did not come out in 1989. It came out in 91, I think. Which is that's what the last answer said. I don't know where it's even getting 89. So that's wrong.
It's pretty inaccurate, like this copy of the internet that it keeps pulling stuff from.
Right.
It's like, I guess the date's over here, whatever.
Yeah.
The GM Custom takes the basic design of the original GM and adds several sleek and stylish modifications. The GM Custom features a more streamlined and angular design, with a distinctive red and white color scheme that sets it apart from other GM variants.
First of all GMs are mostly red and white. Second of all, the GM Custom is not red and white. It's the pale blue. It's not really an interesting GM variant at all. It says it has a larger and more powerful backpack. I mean, I guess. But I feel like it might be talking about the powered GM here, Isaac. That's the one with the bigger backpack from 083.
It's mixing stuff up. I mean, they're both kind of good answers, though. Although I think the powered GM is maybe a little too bulky.
I mean, it's
taste.
a cool design.
Yeah.
It didn't do very well in the field. I'll say that, given that both of them were destroyed.
Yeah, that too. That didn't help.
They do look neat, though. I guess I did ask for best looking variation rather than performance, so I'll give it that. So a little disappointing on the mobile suit questions, but again, C-level work all around.
Man, so well, I kind of feel much better for our friends in the anime industry then, having finished this episode. I wouldn't say we're crying wolf, but yeah, there's a ways to go. Of course, it's reasonable to think that it won't be too far in the future where you'll be able to go to like a website or something and type in what you want to see as an anime series, and it throws it all together, and it's a very unique and new experience.
Yeah, I agree. So I think it's C-level work right now. But to your point, will it be A-level in 5 years? 10 years? I mean, because this kind of came out of nowhere, Isaac, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking in 5 years, this looks a lot better.
Yeah, maybe. We got to see it. For all we know, there might be kind of limits to this software we haven't seen yet. Last I checked, Microsoft Word hasn't completely improved or evolved over the last 10 years, and we're still using it. So I'll believe it when I see it. If as far as Skynet showing up one day and saying, hey, I made you a whole new anime series without any human involvement. Here you go.
Yeah.
The Dom wins.
In the meantime, I think I'm going to start. I feel like I've got 5 years to put out anything I was going to make, Isaac, before AI takes my job.
Yeah, before AI starts replacing all the podcasts, right? With AI made podcasts,
Yeah, it'll be AI Isaac and AI Brian.
Yeah.
AI Isaac will just be like, the Dom is the best mobile suit. You should buy a Dom.
It's all generic talk.
So listeners, go out and play with ChatGPT. Try to create some Gundam series. I'd be interested to see what you get back. To see how if it's similar to what we got, and maybe it's learning from ours, and it will, iterate and make better ones for you. But I'm sure. Do you think we're the first person to ever ask it this, Isaac, or do you think there was some guy at Bandai who, like, the first day was like, let me see if I can just fire all these writers, and he tried to create one right away.
He's like, God damn it. It's possible the opposite is what happened at one of the studios, right? Maybe you think they're like, oh, this thing's writing. We'll just fire the writers. Nobody in like a boardroom said, hang on. Let's actually see what this can do. Let's not just jump to conclusions, and start mistreating the writers. And here we are. But I would hope there have been multiple Gundam questions by now logged. So listeners, let us know what you think as far as what you've done with ChatGPT. And also, you got to write us some Gundam questions. Let us know what the answers are.
Yeah, give it your most creative Gundam question and copy paste it back for us so we can read it on the next mailbag. We'll choose the funniest ones, or maybe the worst ones and the best ones.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
It'll go by what type of result you got. If it's really funny, we'll talk about it. If it's just insane or maybe error ridden,
Yeah, give us the worst one where you came back and it was just fully misinformation.
Optimus Gundam will have to fight the Mega Zeon or something.
My ears are bleeding just from thinking about that. All right, Isaac, take us away in the most sea-level work that you can schlock out for us.
Like an AI, like a toddler Skynet?
Yeah.
Greetings, viewers.
It's not even the right medium.
Prepare for rest. Prior to that, hail antagonists.
Hail Nexus.
Yeah. Drink your legacy.
Good night, everybody.